You bring your new puppy to the clinic. The vet draws up a combination shot, often called a multivalent vaccine, designed to protect against a slate of deadly diseases with a single dose. It's easy to assume this initial round of shots acts like an invisible coat of armor, locking out threats like parvovirus or distemper for the rest of your dog's life. But the clinic will call you exactly 1 year later, asking to schedule a booster, and then they'll call you again 3 years after that. While a digital software update persists indefinitely, the immune system behaves more like a living biological network that naturally degrades over time. If you skip these scheduled reminders, that protective memory degrades. Your dog is left exposed to severe, highly contagious infections, some of which can even be transmitted directly to humans. Ultimately, lifelong immunity requires active biological maintenance. To understand why this maintenance is necessary, we have to look at the earliest days of a dog's life. Nursing puppies absorb temporary, passive immunity directly from their mother's milk. This creates a biological conflict. If you vaccinate a puppy too early, those protective maternal antibodies will actually identify and bind to the vaccine particles, neutralizing them before the puppy's own immune system even notices they are there. This line graph tracks the level of maternal antibodies in a puppy's bloodstream. Over the first 12 weeks of life, that borrowed protection steadily drops off. Because no two puppies lose this maternal protection at the exact same rate, veterinarians administer a series of early boosters spaced several weeks apart. They are timing the shots so that at least one dose hits the system exactly when the mother's defenses dip below the effective threshold. The puppy series serves as a tactical safeguard, ensuring that at least one dose successfully bypasses the fading maternal shield and trains the puppy's own cells. Once that vaccine successfully takes hold, the dog begins to generate its own cellular memory. But the ability to recall exactly how to fight a specific pathogen fades as the dog gets older. The exact speed at which this immune amnesia sets in depends heavily on whether the originating threat was a virus or a bacterium. For viral threats like canine distemper and parvovirus, the immune system creates a highly robust, durable cellular memory. Because this specific structure holds up so well, the vaccines for these viral diseases typically only require a booster reminder every 3 years. The immune system responds very differently to bacterial threats, such as leptospirosis or Lyme disease. The cellular memory for bacteria is inherently weaker and much shorter-lived. To maintain a safe level of protection against these specific diseases, bacterial vaccines require annual boosters. A dog's booster schedule tracks the specific biological lifespan of their immune memory, which adjusts according to how the body reacts to different pathogens. Some pet owners opt for an alternative method called titer testing, where a veterinarian draws blood to count the existing level of antibodies instead of automatically giving a booster shot. However, a high antibody count provides a snapshot of population, not necessarily protection. If a dog encounters a particularly virulent or mutated strain of a disease, even a high volume of circulating antibodies may lack the precise affinity needed to neutralize the threat before an infection takes root. Instead of relying on aging antibodies, many clinics now use recombinant vaccines. These modern injections introduce only specific targeted immunogenic proteins, rather than the entire weakened virus. Because the immune system is only processing the exact proteins it needs to memorize, dogs experience significantly fewer systemic and injection site reactions. These recombinant boosters offer a precise, reliable way to refresh the immune system's memory, avoiding the uncertainty that comes with just counting old antibodies. There is also a practical advantage built into the vaccination schedule. Getting a booster requires an annual veterinary exam. Dogs age at an accelerated rate compared to humans. Taking your pet to the vet once a year is the biological equivalent of you visiting a doctor only once every 5 to 7 years. During these required visits, veterinarians routinely detect subclinical diseases like underlying heart conditions, hidden metabolic problems, and early organ dysfunction, long before any visible symptoms appear. Your dog's health also impacts the community. Keeping up with boosters maintains herd immunity among local pets and actively prevents zoonotic diseases from spilling over into human populations. This fading immune memory represents a biological constant, making regular boosters the essential maintenance required to keep your dog protected for life.